Plenty of time, and one of our #1 favorites from PRAI. I remember when Kathy Kangas, who again is the president of PRAI, we adore her, she said, Lynn, I have created a fragrance that is absolutely going to take women of all ages by storm, and she was 100% right. I'm going to say this, it's one of the absolute best values for Mother's Day that we have ever offered for Scent of a Woman. It's available today for $34.99. It's normally $69.95. It's a 1.7 ounce. Look at this beautiful packaging, but it is the magic of the perfume inside that is going to change your spirits and everybody else around you. And Kathy Kangas, my friend, I feel like I just want to reach to the screen and give you the biggest hug and the kiss. I miss you to pieces. I'm so excited. You know we all love this fragrance.
Lynn, I miss you too, and wow, I couldn't believe the price actually.
Yes.
I wasn't aware of that. So girls, you're gonna love this because we're going into spring, whether it's for Mother's Day, whether it's for you. You're going into spring, you're going into summer, and you want to feel sensual and sexy. Wait till you see our little seduction video, girls. This is so gorgeous because it's one of those perfumes that's proven. As you see this, well, this is juicy red currant, pink pepper, and then melting into a seductively intoxicating base of sexy, creamy vanilla, along with amber. This is seduction. It leaves an addictive trail. It activates forbidden love, temptation. Girls, it has 9 aphrodisiacs and pheromones in it.
Say that again, Kathy.
So fasten your seatbelts.
I said, say that again. 9 aphrodisiacs.
Yeah, so 9 aphrodisiacs in a pheromone base. So girls, honestly, they say like the tonka bean, the warm vanilla, we have sambac. That's the base note. So the minute it spritzes, you're going to feel like a very, like a lovely, vibrant floral. The red currant, the Italian bergamot. So you're seeing like a tiger lily, by the way. Tiger lily. By the way, I just have to tell you about that. Tiger lily is the one that activates the forbidden love, so be careful. But at the bottom of it, you're going to spritz it, and then it goes into this warm, obviously very, very sexy, sensual, beautiful scent. It's an eau de parfum. It isn't a piece of art. I think you'll agree. Uh-oh. I'm afraid if Inga's getting it out. Whoa.
Ingeborg, tell us what you think, our beautiful angel.
You know, I just love this perfume. I put this on, and my husband, he loves it. He just snuggles by my hair, my neck. But not only that, when I'm going out, and wherever I'm going, whether it be out to the store, the grocery shopping, dinner, vacations, I just take it with me because when I put this on, people, it never fails. Everybody asks me, what are you wearing? What is that scent? And I said, it's a scent of a woman.
I love it.
It's just lovely. I love it. And if you don't want to get compliments, I don't think you should wear it.
Yeah, it's true. Listen, how many stories have we heard like that? I mean, between Ingeborg, Kath, women would call in, I have men following me at the grocery store, on the airplane. I met the love of my life. And I'm not kidding.
No, you're right.
Women have said that.
And I think the reason it's so key, Lynn, is look, we all, right? All of us, you know, you might walk in to a party or to meet friends and you smell their perfume and you go, oh, you're wearing X,
such and
you know, well known. This is going to give you something that doesn't smell like anybody else. Now, if you don't want seduction, sensuality, if you don't want to feel feminine, if you don't want trails of men following you around the grocery store, then may I say this is not for you. But I do think there's something about having something so unique, so glamorous, or as a Mother's Day, because you're not going to see this anywhere else in the world other than HSN. So girls, you're going to spritz it on. Those warm, vibrant florals, they kind of burst. Those are the attraction notes. But then the warning bell, there are 9, I'm telling you girls, 9 aphrodisiacs in this perfume. So yes, that pink pepper is luring people in. Italian bergamot, the red currant, activating temptation within about 15 seconds. You've got the Vetiver Haiti, the creamy vanilla, the jasmine. That activates the forbidden love. That tiger lily, be careful of that one. So, girls, honestly, this is something that, you might be out there saying, I need a new husband, I need a new boyfriend, I need a new whatever. But you also want to feel different. You want to have that pep in your step. And it really is such a beautiful, you burst it on and people notice. If you're saying, oh, I don't really want to be noticed, then this is
It's not for
definitely
you.
not for you. And by the way, Lynn, with all the things in the world and tariffs going on, whoa, this is normally 69. We have no more of this after we sell our quantity out at HSN, that we have nothing for the next 6 months.
And this is limited, Kath. I don't think it could.
Oh.
Yeah, we only have a few hundred of these to go around. We saved it specifically for this show today. So whoever it would be, exactly what Kathy said, if you know that person who really just wants to feel feminine, have something special that's truly hers, you never know what's going to happen. Maybe looking for a little bit of excitement in life. Not gonna say that this is guaranteed, but I'm telling you the stories that have been shared absolutely have been a game changer. Here's the other thing. With FlexPay, it's under $12. And listen, I know one of the most difficult things to really trust and understand purchasing is a fragrance on TV. That's where we say, we show you these expensive ingredients, but you get the final say. You have a 30-day money-back guarantee, but I promise you, when you smell this, you put it on, you get the compliments, you see how you feel, it's gonna be the best $35 you ever spent. Kathy, I also wanted to talk about the fact that it is a parfum. This is not a fragrance. When you put it on, it stays with you, right, Kath?
Oh my gosh, it does. I mean, I notice if I spritz it, say, in the evening, I can still smell it in the morning. If I spritz it in the morning, I also love, if you want a lighter thing, you could spritz it in the air and kind of walk through it to get that veil. But often we'll see like eau de toilette. That's going to be much less, powerful. What I love about this, often you'll hear fragrances and people say, oh, it's a floral, or it's a fruity, or it's a woodsy. No, no, no. We wanted, as Lynn knows, for our perfume to actually do something. Kind of like, ooh, what will it do for me? Well, that is when we put 9 aphrodisiacs. By the way, this was made in France by a master perfumer. And I said, listen, I want this is going to have to be an action-packed perfume. Fasten your seatbelts, ladies, because we purposely put that top cocktail together, which is the vibrant florals. Those pull people in towards you. They want to get close. They want to go, ooh, what a lovely smell. But in the center and the base, you've got the aphrodisiacs. You've got that pheromone base. So think about that, girls. It is very seductive. It is very sensual. It is very, very sexy. What can I say, girls? You saw the video. And I think for all of us, sometimes we think, I do need to be transported. I do need to have that little bit of fantasy. Like, I need to be somebody else. And it makes you feel so glamorous. You spritz it on. Girls, you can pop it here. You can pop it by your ankle. You saw our lovely video where it's showing the effects, because it does activate those feelings
Attraction.
within about 13 to 15 seconds, Lynn.
Yeah, attraction, Kathy. Truly.
Yes.
And I remember when you were working on this in the perfumery that you used in France, and you were telling me, especially something in this caliber, and obviously we're showing you some of the different notes that are in here. You were saying, Lynn, this is the fragrance house that typically something like this is the fragrance that you pay $150 on up for.
Yes.
And having Kathy and our partner with PRAI here at HSN going direct, that's how we do it on a normal basis at $69. So those who know Scent of a Women, they're picking up on more than one, Kathy, which is a smart thing to do with over 300 now gone, because there really isn't anything else quite like this out there. It is seductive. I know we're showing that video, that shot right there, but it's not just that, but it's what emotions that come out from what we hear from other women that wear this, and the way they present themselves as well.
Exactly. I mean, Lynn, look, when you think about this, girls, look, activating wild sensuality, forbidden love. I'm just reading, it's a seduction cocktail. It's been touted by the press as the sexiest fragrance in the world. And on top of that, you give it as a gift. Look how glamorous. Someone is honestly going to think, whoa, Kathy, you must have spent a couple of $100 on that for me. But you're not going to smell every other woman. I mean, after all, you don't want your husband, your loved one, whoever it might be, your partner, to have a little whiff of it and go, do you know what? That reminds me of my ex-wife. So no, this is something that's uniquely you. It activates, as you mentioned, Lynn, it normally would be $69.95. The master perfumer that makes this with me in France, yes, those other perfumes are popping out at $200, $300, $400. So this smells very sophisticated, very expensive. You get a 3-year shelf life, so you should stock up if you're feeling. But I mean, wow, who is going to believe you spent $35 to maybe change your life, girls? And I want to hear all these fun, naughty stories. Lynn and I have already heard plenty. Lynn, do you remember the one about somebody in Australia actually had bought it from here, but said, you know what? I had a baby because of this.
I do. I'm not kidding you when I tell you this. It evokes so many fun and wonderful, wonderful stories because it is sexy, it is fresh, it is unique, it is different on everyone. It's different on Ingeborg than it is on me, than it is on Kathy. That's why, hence, we call it Scent of a Woman. But we're not just showing these what these notes are willy-nilly. You know, half the time, Kathy, we have no idea if there's what's in the fragrance, right? We just go on smell. These are, I mean, you're saying very expensive individual fragrance or notes, let alone the aphrodisiacs. Not every perfume is going to do that, and we know that. You know, obviously with pheromone on its, that's what enables it to smell different on you than it does on me, as it does on you know, on you or anybody else you know who's thinking about this. Yeah.
And you know, you're right, Lynn, like that beautiful base note, when you do smell that beautiful sambac, which is hand harvested. It's an exotic white floral, but then combined with that beautiful Tahitian, creamy vanilla and amber. You know, you've got the 9 aphrodisiacs in here. So don't say I didn't warn you. You know, the tiger lily that activates wild sensuality, girls, within about 15 seconds. So you're going to spritz it on. Do your own little test. By the way, I'd love to hear all your stories. It's Kathy with a C at PRAI Beauty, because I think we're onto something with this, Lynn.
Oh, no
we'll
doubt.
have to read out all the best testimonials. And you could be any age, and you're going to love this, whether you're 30, 60, or 90. You're going to say, wow, this is such a beautiful, intoxicating, almost like a cocktail of beautiful seduction. And that is what you're going to smell. And again, an eau de parfum.
And listen, as women, we all are guilty of this. Whether it's the older we get or whatever it may be, you know, that tiger in us sometimes gets a little lame. And we need a little help, a little something, just to kind of evoke that feeling again. And I'm telling you, guilty as charged, all of us. A fragrance can really stir up those emotions. And I love sharing those stories with everyone. And please, once you get this at home, do take a minute and write a review to Kathy, because they're just fantastic. We want to know what happens in your life. It'd be a lot of exciting things, right? Okay, I know close to 500. Okay, over 500. Of these have been selected. What a great special appreciation price. I just want you to at least know that you can have an opportunity to get it home and try it, because you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Well, speaking of try it, wow, if you've ever watched Kathy